Hi and welcome to Polly Puts the Colour On. In this video I'm going to be sharing my completed pages for the month of June, and I'm quite pleased with how many I managed to get done. I got almost everything done that I'd planned to do, and the little bits that I didn't get to I kind of made a start on. So I wasn't completely far off what I'd kind of been planning on doing, which was a bit of a surprise because it ended up being a super duper busy month and I didn't always get that much time for colouring, so I was quite pleased in the end. So let me get this big stack of books moved out of the way and get myself set up so I can show you properly what I've been up to. So I thought I'd start with my whips. Obviously, before we get too much into the video, please click like, subscribe, and if you want to comment on my video with your favourite page of this month, it would be lovely to hear from you. I will include links in the description below for all the books that I share. There will be Amazon affiliate links, but it won't cost you anything extra, but it will help to support the channel. So the first little bits, I've got a completed page and kind of a semi-whip, which you'll see what I mean when we get to it, from this book by Colouring Book Cafe, Cozy Escapes. So I've done this little bit here, all alcohol marker, and then just a tiny little bit of kind of some gel pens, bit of white gel pen, bit of sparkle. So I was quite pleased with how that one turned out. It was nice and quick, but I do like the nice bright colours. And then I've got this one, and that's what I kind of mean by being a semi-whip, because obviously it isn't a finished page, but I have done those two little characters there, hoping to get to the rest at some point. It's kind of on my to-do pile, because I did those two as a short. I think it did only take like about 10 minutes to colour each of them. So once I get to it, it hopefully won't take too long to colour the rest. And then I can kind of get to picking out an actual page out of this book, because that's all that I've done so far. So that's there from Cozy Escapes Colouring Book Cafe. And then got a little bit done in Leon's Journey, not quite as much as I'd hoped, but I did think I was being a bit ambitious because obviously it is quite a large book. So I had hoped to do this title page. As you can see, literally haven't done a single thing on it yet, but I'll get there. I have coloured Leon, and I have got a colour combination available on my Ko-fi store for Leon. It is completely free. It's Prismacolors. It's there if you'd like it, if you want to choose like a similar colour palette. But I do like the nice bright colours of the frog and everything. So at some point I need to come in and do the other characters and make a note of what colours I've used for those, because I do want to keep the characters kind of consistent through the book. And then the bit I have been doing, which has been on a live stream the last 2 weeks. So if you're interested in seeing how I tackled that page, it is on the channel for you to look back at. So I based everything, apart from Leon, I based everything with my Arteza watercolours, and I did use a Caran d'Ache Supracolor for, I think it was more for just the vanilla ice cream. I think I used those for. Then I came in, did a little bit of shading with Prismacolor over the top, just to kind of smooth things out, add a little bit of depth. Used my Prismacolor combination for Leon. And ahhed over what colours to do the eyes, and then somebody on stream suggested maybe doing a green. Obviously cats do have green eyes, and obviously it just tie in nicely then with the green on the ribbon and the green on the leaves, because I have been working from a colour combination out of this book. Again, I'll link it in the description below. And I recently got this book, but I have been finding it really useful. So I use this colour palette here. So I did kind of go a little bit lighter on that colour kind of for the ice creams, but other than that, tried to stick pretty closely to it, which is where I kind of got this nice, well, I think a nice cohesive page. I do want to go in and finish a few little bits off. I managed to accidentally get a bit of pencil all the way down there, so I need to come in, get that erased, do a bit of something for the background, probably to disguise it. It'll probably just be a little bit of chalk pastel around the edge. I think I don't want to do too much for the background because I think it'll detract from the image, but kind of the bulk of it's done. So hopefully you'll see this fully finished in next month's one, because it really isn't too far off being done. So then we are on to the bits that I actually did get finished. So I've got this one here by Emily Lyderhall Oberg. So I'm in an Instagram group for this one. They pick a page every 2 months. Now, the page that was picked for this month was the lemon page, which I have coloured previously. So I looked back through, realised that I think they did this page before Christmas, and I hadn't done it yet. So I thought, right, I'll use this month to play catch up on some of the bits that they've done that I haven't. So I came in with Inktense pencils on basically all of the actual design, activated them, let it dry, added a little bit of pencil shading over the top. I used a little bit of clear glaze on the windows just to make them a little bit shiny, if you can see that shine. It's a little bit of watercolour paints on the kind of some of the details on the house, as well as the dragon and the sky, the stars. Now for the actual sky itself, I used a kind of one of those split granulating paints from a company called Dracula, like Dracula, but Dracula. I'll link their Etsy shop down in the description, so you can see I've got a couple of their paints there. Those ones are like little samples or other little ones I've bought from them, but here are the granulating paints that I've picked from them. That's really pretty. I did consider that one, and I thought, oh, I don't know about like a reddish sky, so I decided on that one. Obviously this paper is brilliant, so I managed to get the paper nice and wet, the paint nice and wet, splodge it on. I'm really pleased with how it came out. I could have gone in with an extra layer to make it a bit darker, but actually I was quite pleased with how it came out, because that was kind of about as dark as I thought I wanted it, so that it didn't detract too much from the main image while still making it look pretty. So I'm quite pleased with how that one turned out. And this paper is just amazing, like all that watercolour, all that Inktense. Yes, it's a bit crinkly, but that'll flatten down, but it literally hasn't gone through at all. So that I was really pleased with. So then I've got a page out of, I think this one's Tale from the City Amongst the Stars by Hanna Karlzon. And the page that I'd picked out, with June being my birthday month, I thought, right, I'll do a page that's kind of birthday themed. So I found this cute cake page. Now I had wondered about doing this page as well if I got time. As you can see, it didn't get to it at all, but I'm still really pleased with the fact that I managed to do this one. So I used Inktense to base most of it, and then came in with my Castle Art soft touches to add a bit of shading. Used, as you can see, used lots of glitter gel pen. I actually did this when we were away for the weekend, so I did most of it, and then finished it off when we got back home with a pink gel pen going over all of the lines. And then I used an acrylic marker pen to put the blue background in, which I think really makes the design pop. And I used a gel pen as well to go over all of the seeds on the strawberries. Can't remember exactly which colour it was, but it wasn't from this pack, but it was, one of the Langwo gel pens. Used a pink one for all the icing, just to soften up those black lines, and then one that I found that I thought kind of looked like a strawberry seed colour, a bit of white gel pen. Again, paper's really good in this. The Inktense didn't go through at all. It's not even crinkled the page. So I'm really pleased with how kind of bright and cheery this page is. I think it's really pretty. So then I've got a Matchstick mouse page. This was all done with alcohol markers. So it's from the summer Matchstick mouse one, and it's this one. So there is a monthly hashtag on Instagram, I believe, by Julianne Annette Art. I will link it in the description down below. I think she's got a YouTube channel, so I'll link that. So I used all alcohol markers, as you can see on the back. Didn't really do any shading with the alcohol markers, just flat colouring with the alcohol markers. Came in and added a little bit of pencil shading, but not very much, or just a tiny bit really on the ground, to be honest. Went over the mountains with kind of white and silver gel pens, and then a white gel pen over the edge of the clouds, but I didn't colour the clouds in at all, just coloured the edge of them white just to get rid of the black lines. And then, as you can see, I put a fun washi tape at the top and bottom. and I'm really pleased with how that one came out. Do love the Matchstick mouse ones. As you can see, I've been through all my Matchstick mouse ones while I had the alcohol markers and got the characters coloured on every single page, and some pages I've coloured the backgrounds. So when I do colour Matchstick mouse page, it's usually pretty easy, pretty quick for me to get one done. So this didn't take too long, and it was really lovely to be able to join in with the hashtag. Went over the eye with a black glittery gel pen, and so it was a quick one but a lot of fun to do. And then here I've got the first of one of my buddy colours for this month. So it was from the Matchstick Mouse Rainy Day colouring book. So I saw that Happy Catastrophe was planning on colouring this page, and got in touch with her because she said, you know, if anybody wants to buddy, get in touch. So I got in touch. We've set up a little group. There was 3 of us. I haven't had the page from the third person, but I will include that if I get it afterwards. I'm sure it's lovely. They said that they're close to finishing, so if I get it, I will include that as well, along with obviously their contact details. I have seen and received Candice's completed page, so I will include that here for you to have a look at. I just love how wonderfully cozy she's made kind of the inside the tent fort bit really look. Like she really managed to capture a brilliant glow from the little lights. It just looks so snug and cuddly that I just feel like I want to get in there with them and you know, have a chat with them, see what they're up to, because it looks really cozy. As for mine, I used all alcohol markers, and then I did do some pencil shading over the top, a little bit of white gel pen. Used black glitter gel pen again on the eyes, as well as up on the little bug friend, and again just a fun washi tape at the top and bottom, because I always feel like I want to do a bit of something for the background, but the paper's not the best for doing too much, and because this washi tape's really chunky, it is hard to use it on a lot of my colouring pages. So actually a book like this is perfect, and I thought the colours match quite well, and it's like some cute little snacks that maybe they want to have if, say, they were going to end up having a sleepover in their little blanket fort. So it was a lot of fun to do, and it was really fun to buddy with it. So check out Happy Catastrophe if you don't already follow her channel, because it's brilliant. I do love seeing what she's getting up to, and the little clips that she shares of her chickens and Jack, her dog, is always a lot of fun to see as well. So there's that one from Matchstick Mouse. Then on to my second and last actually buddy colour. Oh no, actually no, take that back. I have got one more actually. This is my second, and I do have a third. Nearly forgot about that one. So we've got this one here from the Spooky Colouring book. So again, I saw somebody was planning on colouring out of this book, so got in touch with them. As you can see, I've done such a lot in this book. That's why there's all this wax paper between all the different pages. It is probably one of my most coloured in books, partly because the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous, but also because it's single-sided and the paper's quite thick. There's such a lot you can do. You can use your alcohol markers, but you can use watercolour as well, because the paper's pretty good in this book. So my buddy colour was with Diane from Diane Dreams in Colour. I absolutely love what she did with her page. We messaged part way through. I was like, do you want to see what I'm doing? She's like, no, because I'm not too happy about mine, because she was trying something and she wasn't sure about it. But actually, I absolutely love what she did with the pattern at the bottom of her page. Like, she was so brave, and it just looks so cool. I think she did a brilliant job, and it was a lot of fun to buddy colour with her. So I did alcohol marker base for pretty much everything, as you can see on the back. Came in with just a little bit of pencil shading, not a huge amount. I did a little bit, and then a little bit of gel pen here and there, like on the little shell, for all round the edge of the bowl. And actually all in the background, I used watercolours. It was just some cheap ones that my husband bought me. I think it was off Temu. I never know quite how to say it. So he got me a couple of sets, including this big one. So I think I used, may have been that one for the edge, I can't remember. And then it was a few of the different blues and one of the purples, and I've splodged it around all on the edge. It wasn't quite the effect I was going for, but I think it's nice and bright and fun and cheery. and it was a lot of fun to do, so that was the main thing. So I knew I wanted a background, just wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. So in the end, I was quite pleased with how it turned out, and I do love this illustration in the book, so I was glad that I finally got to colouring in it, because I think axolotls, they just look hilarious, don't they? Because like they just look so weird with the little legs, the tails, the gills, like they just look like they're made up even though they're not. So it was a lot of fun to buddy. So thank you, Diane. Hopefully we'll do another buddy in the future, potentially in the new book, perhaps when that comes out later on this year. So I did have a last minute buddy in this Precious Planet book by Mille Marrotta. If you've not already seen on my channel, I've got part 1 and part 2 where I share all of my completed pages from all of my Mille Marrotta books. There is quite a lot, which is why it's in a part 1, part 2. So if you do like Mille Marrotta's books, maybe you're not too sure how to tackle them, because I know that's what a lot of people say, but actually I really love her art style. There is certain pages that like I know I wouldn't colour. Like, this is cute, but I don't know whether I would colour that. These are cute, but again, I don't think I'd colour it. I mean, I'd never say never. But the one that I did choose to do was this saber-tooth tiger. Now, the colours are a little bit out there. I used the Amanda Colour palette challenge for June. So it was all Prismacolors with a black gel pen and just a tiny bit of chalk pastel in the background, kind of to add to the sun. So it's definitely not colours I would normally choose, but I do love how bright and vibrant and different it ended up turning out. So I haven't quite got my buddies page, but I'm sure it's gorgeous. We've been messaging, they got in touch because they'd watched my video and I'd mentioned that I was hoping to get this one done, so they dropped him a message. So it was lovely to hear from them, and I'm sure their page is going to look absolutely amazing. If I do get a picture of it before this video goes live, I will obviously include it, but as of recording, I haven't had it yet. But it was fun for somebody to get in touch. So yeah, it's not gone through the gel pen because it is relatively thick paper. So as you can see with the patterns, I just block coloured it, didn't bother shading, because I don't think it always needs it. Like her style of illustrations, they obviously you can do shading and do all of that, but I always feel like you don't need to. Like here again, I used colour palette from Amanda Colours, did this little one, lots of black colouring with my Prismacolors, which perhaps isn't the best use of Prismacolors, but you know, it helps me to stick to the colour palette, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Like, they can be a lot of fun to do if you just kind of get past that. It's not quite Zendoodly, I guess, but it's sort of Zendoodly with some of the patterns that she's got going on. You can see here with these, I don't know whether they're terrapins, turtles, little cuties, like the patterns on the shells and things. I just embrace the pattern and just kind of make it part of your colouring rather than stressing over what to do with those little details. Kind of pretend that they're not even there. So that was that one from Mille Marrotta's Precious Planet. And then we've got another page that I've done on live streams. So this was from A Million Kittens by Lulu Mayo. And the page that I worked on was this cute kitten page here. So again, I used all Prismacolors and just a few gel pens. Came up with 3 different colour combinations for the cats. So there was 2 different greys, and then obviously the one with like the patches. And then I just had 3 other combinations, this kind of tealy turquoise, the purple, and then the pinkish. And then the colour combo that I used for like the donuts and the cakes and the ducks, and just kind of spread those colours all around. So it turned out really nice and cohesive. Nice bit of sparkle from the gel pen, and kind of a fun one for my birthday month with, you know, the little hats and all the cakes and everything. So if you're interested in seeing how I did this, I think it was over a course of 3 live streams. It took me 1 live stream just to do those 2. 1 live stream to do just those 2, I think, and I did the odd bit of other stuff, and then basically finished these last 5 on the last live stream. So obviously live stream is still relatively new to me, so it was kind of why I didn't get that much done the first time. But then because we got my colour combinations, I was more confident with them. Did get an awful lot more done in the last live stream. So it's really pleased to have another page done in this book, because I think I've only got one other one, which is that one, and that, other than like the first little bit, which I don't really count as a completed page. Well, they are a completed page, aren't they? But you know what I mean. Hopefully, anyway. So yeah, really pleased to have another page done in that, because I do love cats. I was really pleased to get that book. And then we're on to a cute and cozy book. So we've got this one here from Fuzzy Hugo. And I got a couple of little bits done in here. So I did this page here with the little characters. I have written down some of the colours that I used from my Ohuhu Honolulu set for the bear and the bunny and the puppy and the kitty. Obviously you can see that the bunny's not on that page, but in the next page I'm going to show you in this book, it has got the rabbit in. So I thought, right, I'll write down what colours I've used. I might not keep them the same throughout the book, but at least I've got it there if I want to, and that might make it a little bit easier and a little bit quicker for me to tackle pages. So although that was quick to do, it was kind of fun to do something quick. Kept it quite limited, obviously with the colours, used a lot of the reds around to kind of tie it all together. And then the page that I did was this one. So there is a short up on this channel, where I think I'd got the 3 characters coloured and nothing else, and then you can see it pop in with everything done. So I did try and add some texture to the trees. I did this all alcohol markers, and I added a bit of texture to the grass, a little bit on the bushes, and as you can see, it did a bit of a pattern on the tablecloth. Really pleased with how this first part of the tablecloth turned out, but then the top part, I don't know, I struggled with the curve of it. Like, there just seems to be too many lines there, even though I know I was careful to keep the same pattern. Somehow I think it just got a little bit too scrunched together, but probably if I'd not even pointed it out, hopefully may not have noticed that. And it is the first time me adding kind of any texture or pattern to material in a using alcohol markers. So actually, all in all, I'm really pleased with how I did it. I'd watched lots of different shorts and videos, giving me ideas on how to tackle it. Because I'd asked my husband and daughter, I was like, I'd kind of done everything else. And I'm like, I don't know what to do on the tablecloth. And they were both like, oh, he needs a pan. Why don't you do a pink one and kind of do it like a tartan gingham kind of style? I was like, okay. Hence going away watching some videos to give me some ideas. So all in all, it's not perfect, but for a first attempt, I am quite pleased with kind of how all my textures and patternings have gone on, because it did turn out a bit better than I thought. And then the flowers, I did white gel pen to kind of get rid of the harsh black lines, and then went over it with a glitter gel pen just to make them. I think they kind of look quite cute now. I don't know whether they look like weird dandelions, but I think they look sweet anyway. So I was quite pleased with how that turned out. Then the bear's eyes look a bit odd though. I went over them with black gel pen like I did with the fox, and I don't know, I think maybe I need to add a white dot on his eye, because I think with the darkness of his fur, he just doesn't look quite right somehow. Oh, and I did try and add a little bit of texture to the tree. So lots of kind of firsts on here for me. Definitely still getting the hang of using my alcohol markers and getting more confident, but I am really pleased with how it turned out. I think they look so funny on the back, don't they? Like, it's really obvious on the back, the dots that I did on the bush, and then on the front, yes, you can see them, but you can see that when I put them on, it was a bit wetter. So obviously they're not super obvious, and I've got kind of the effect I was after. So there's that one from Fuzzy Hugo. And then the last one I did was from the Magical Movie colouring book. And of course, Stitch. I love Stitch, and the new Stitch film was out. So I just had to do this page here. So I did look up some images to give me some idea on how to do the colours, because I thought, oh, I know Lilo was in bed, couldn't quite remember what I had a feeling it was red, but I wasn't too sure. So I did look up to give me some ideas on the colours. Now, it's quite funny because my husband, I did a short of this, and obviously I showed him my finished page, and he was like, is the paper like much better in this book? Well, I can't even find it now, can I? We'll go for this one. He was like, is the paper much better in this book compared to that? I was like, why'd you ask? And he went, well, it looks much smoother on this than that one. I went, well, actually the reason it looks better in this is because the paper's thinner and it's less absorbent, whereas this is quite thick, nice paper. As you can see, it isn't a single-sided book. There was an image from Monsters Inc. on the back. You might still just about be able to make it out, but I knew I wasn't going to colour that picture, so I made the decision, you know, the book wasn't too expensive to buy, wasn't going to colour that one, so I decided to use my alcohol markers, and you can see it didn't come out super smooth, especially on the bed cover with it being a larger area. Used a brush marker, was as careful as I could, but the paper, I could just feel it kind of soaking the ink up, which is obviously why it's not come out quite as smooth. I did debate going over it with pencil, and then I thought, actually, I'm quite happy with it. It's a sketchy style of the artwork, so I think actually the fact that it kind of looks not quite finished in the colouring kind of fits with the style. Hopefully you get what I mean there. As you can see there, obviously it is a very sketchy style, so I kind of feel like it matches with the half drawn, not quite finished vibe. So I was quite pleased with it. Like I say, there is a short of this one. If you want to see me colouring it, I've kind of sped bits up and, you know, obviously started a little bit and then it's jumped to it being done a bit more. But that's on the channel, obviously set to one of the Lilo and Stitch songs. And that is the last page that I've coloured this month. So in terms of picking my favourite page, I'm not too sure because there is a lot that I've really enjoyed doing. So I did really enjoy doing this one from Leon's Journey because it is one of my favourite pages at the book, and it was fun to get my watercolour pencils out. I did really enjoy doing this one with the alcohol markers, and then also I did obviously really enjoy all of my buddy colours. So yeah, I don't think I can pick a favourite. Let me know in the comments down below which one's yours. Is it, you know, one of the ones I did with alcohol markers, or was it one that I did with, you know, inktense like the birthday cake one, or maybe that cute dragon page? Let me know. It'd be lovely to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'll link everything I can in the description below, all the books that I've used, supplies, as well as linking the channels from all of my buddies, and the hashtags and everything that I've taken part in this month, so that you can check those out. Obviously it would be lovely to hear from you. Obviously click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, for the Leon's Journey, I have got a Ko-fi store, so there is a few colour combinations on there available, if you know, from characters from Leon's Journey and also from the Polar Bear Adventure Cruise and the Cat Magical Store, General Magic Store, something like that. I can't quite remember off the top of my head what the translation is, but I'm sure you all know which one I mean if I show you that book. So it's from that book. I've got combinations for quite a few of the characters, so I thought some people might like to see them, you know, if you're stuck on ideas. So thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one.